Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about Jenkins Build Triggers. So how many ways we can trigger a job? Like using call command we can trigger or build periodically, poll SEM, GitHub webhooks. All those things we will discuss today. So let me create a job. I just install the Jenkins. So if I create a job, first job, the name of the job I am giving first job, and I'm going with freestyle option. So I'm going to discuss about build trigger. Basically, how we are going to trigger a job. Suppose execute shell. If I give this one build now option, like this we will trigger, right? Either if you have using passing parameters, so you will able to see build with parameter option. Currently we haven't configured any parameter for this job, so build now option will come. So this is one way. So it's a the output is good morning Chinna. So if you trigger one more time, so you will able to see the job too. Okay. So similar way, if you configure these options, like suppose if I am going to trigger remotely, for example, using token, we are going to trigger this job. The token name you can give any name. So I'm giving some random name or Chinna. This is my token. So how we are going to build this token is like here it is saying the Jenkins URL and job and first job and build token name. So Jenkins job till here you can copy slash build and token name. My token name is this one. So you can take this URL whenever you trigger the existing jobs. Okay, let me save, apply. See if you see the option like started by the user. Okay, this is I started this job. Okay. So whenever you using to trigger this job using call command, so suppose you have written some code or if you want to trigger the job from other applications, okay, you just need to use call command. So curl hyphen u, you just need to pass username and password. My username is Jenkins username password you have to pass. So my Jenkins username is Chinna and the password is admin123 and the URL. So currently we have two jobs, right? So if you trigger from here, see the build third job is triggered. We are not triggering from here, build now option. So if you check, see build is finished, console output. See it is started by the remote host. Okay. So if you trigger one more time, the one more job will be able to see. Now fourth job is pending in the quiet period. See, the job is triggered by the remote host. If you configure that option, so this is build trigger remotely. So build after other projects. Okay. Suppose job one is there, right? So let me create another job. Now let me create one more job. Okay. Now if I'm going to trigger build with other project, okay. If I configure this option, leave build after other projects are built. Okay. Suppose whenever my first job is finished, automatically this job should be triggered. Apply, save. Now I am not going to trigger from here the second job. So I am going to trigger the first job. I'm just removing this option. So whenever I am going to trigger build now option, the sixth job is completed. If you go here, started by the user, and this is the output, then trigger the new build. Second build automatically it is triggered. See, build 3 is completed. If you go here and console output of the third job, you can able to see started by the upstream project first build. Okay. If you want to configure downstream, okay. Suppose if second build is completed, if you want to trigger the third build, third job, okay, just go to configure and post build actions, build other project. Okay. In the second job, once second job is completed, I'm going to trigger the third job. So for second job, the upstream job is first one and downstream job is third one. Now whenever I am going to trigger the first job, so it will be triggered automatically the second job and third job as well. Now this build is completed and it is triggered the new build, second one. And if you go to the console output, it is triggered by the first job. Once this is completed, trigger the new build, third one. Go to the console output, you can able to see started by the second build originally and it is caused by the first one. Okay, it is saying success. Okay, for the third job, the upstream job is second one. So like this, we can able to trigger using that option. Now we will see the other option, build periodically. So build periodically means irrespective of your changes, okay, whether your changes are there or not, in your source code. Every now star 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 means every minute, every hour, every day, every week. So it is going to be trigger. Now if I'm configure this one, see it is saying every minute when you say star 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 means okay. See now it is 12:26, right? Now after 1 minute it is going to be trigger the new build. So I'm not going to trigger this option, build now option. After 1 minute it is going to be trigger the new job. Cron tab guru. So if you have used this option, star star means the first star minute, second star is hours, and day of the month, month of the week, and week of the day. Now if you check, see the build is triggered automatically. I haven't triggered here. After 1 minute, one more build will be triggered. If you go to see console output, it is started by the timer. So we have set the time. So for this time, it is going to be trigger this job. Suppose if you configure the job with my job should be running within time specific. Okay. So my job should be triggered on weekends. My job should be triggered on nightly bills. Okay. So that time you have to set the cron tab. Okay. Cron expressions you have to give. Now, see, after 1 minute, one more job will be triggered. See, after 1 minute, it is triggered one more job. So, if your source code changes is there or not, you can able to trigger. Should be triggered the job option. Now, this is build periodically option. You can able to do star 32. Now, current time is 31, right? Let's see 33. Every 33rd minute, my job is going to be triggered. So, if I configure like this, play save. Now, if you check the time, system time, 31. So, after 33, my job is going to be triggered. 32. Let's see. After 1 minute. Now 30 to 51 seconds. 33. See, 33 seconds. The build is started automatically. Console output. If you check, started by the timer. Okay. This is build periodically. If your changes are there or not, every time means whatever the you have scheduled the cron expression, based on that it will be triggered. Okay. Now we will see poll SCM. Now I am going to remove this option and to configure poll SCM. Okay. So we have to set the time also. Okay. Star star star. We have to provide. So what it will do every minute, it is going to be check your source code. So whether your source code changes is there, it is going to be triggered. Let me configure my source code. Currently, I haven't configured the source code. Let me remove this option also. Post build actions. Anyway, we haven't set anything. GitHub project. You have to provide GitHub project. Now you have to configure the URL SCM. So this is my private repository. So it is asking to the credentials. So you have to add credentials, username, password. The username is BC Reddy DevOps. The password you have to generate. The pass token you have to generate. Go to settings, developer settings, pass token, classic. So this is my existing one. Let me delete this one and generate token. So you have to give the token name. So any name, Jenkins. Okay. The expiration you have to provide. So after 30 days, this token is going to be expire. You have to generate new token like this. So when the scope, when you need to use this token, okay, you have to select this option, repo status, deployment, public repo, invents, okay. So if you want to admin related, you have to generate admin public key, admin repo hooks, okay, all those things. Whenever user added or delete repo, my okay, that time you have to use this token. Project information code specific, okay, create token. So it will be generated this token. You have to copy this. This is like your password only. So you have to use, you have to store this key in somewhere. Okay, and you have to use this key as a password. Now you have to use GitHub credentials, the name, GitHub credentials, add. After selecting this one, see this error should gone. Okay. Now you have to mention which project, which branch you are going to be clone. If you scroll here, see if you go back and come here, the token will be gone. Now let instead of that, let me go to the repositories. Now if you go and check here, settings, developer settings, the token it is invisible. Okay, that's the reason we have to store the token. Okay, now repositories. This is some sample Maven project we have to generate it. Okay, now I have to clone this project. GitHub main branch, apply, save. Now We have to configure, see, it is going to be triggered the job. Every minute it is going to check and it is going to be triggered the first time. If you go to the console output, started by the SCM change. Okay. So now after 1 minute, it's come here and it will be checked. Suppose if there is no change, if there is no change, now now time is 12:38, right? 38 minutes. Okay. If there is no change, it is not going to be triggered. Now 39. See, actually it should be triggered the job. Okay. If any changes in your source code, if there is no change in source code, it is not going to be triggered. Okay. See, after 38, now the 39 minute, it is not going to be triggered. Now let me add one change here. Okay. So after 1 minute, it will come here and it will check in your source code whether if it is any source code, any commit is there, it is going to be triggered. Okay. This is my commit message and this is my commit ID 09A. So now time is 40, right? Now it will come here and it will check. After 1 minute, it is going to be trigger the job. 41. Actually, this time it is going to be trigger job. See, job is going to be triggered. Pending, it is finished. If you see here, see the changes dummy file is created, the commit ID, this one. Even if you check in the console output, started by the system, okay, started by the SCM change, and this is my commit message, dummy file is created, okay. So every minute it is going to check your source code. If there is a change, it is trigger the job. We have to set the cron expression as well for this one. Okay, this is another way. Now there is one more way. Git webhook trigger, git SCM polling. If you selected this option, okay, we have to set the webhook. Git webhooks. See, Jenkins receives GitHub push hook. Okay, whenever there is a change, it is going to be triggered. Like this, you have to set Jenkins base URL and GitHub webhook. So you have to go to your source code settings. There is a webhooks. Add webhook. You have to provide the payload URL. The payload URL hyphen GitHub webhook. Like this, you have to use. Okay, and send me everything. Whenever any change happened in my GitHub, so it should trigger the job. So it is still checking. This hook is not triggered anything. So whenever you have configured correctly, this you will get green tick mark. Let's refresh. See, means this was successful. Apply, save. Now suppose if I make some change in my source code, edit this file, added new feature. New feature is added. Commit the change. Okay. Now my job is going to be triggered automatically. See, the 14th job is triggering automatically. See, new feature is added. If you go to the console, see, started by the GitHub push and my username, the GitHub username. So commit message also you can able to see. New feature is added. So whenever the new change is happening using GitHub webhooks, it is going to be triggered. If you add one more change, one more job is going to be triggered. Second feature, commit. Now 14th build, right? Now 15th also it is going to be triggered. See, automatically it is going to be triggered. Console output. Second feature. Okay. Like this, we are going to able to trigger the jobs. We discussed the build triggered options. Okay, we discussed all these options. Now, build triggered remotely, this is completed, and build after other project, this is complete. This way also we can trigger the job, and this way also we can trigger build periodically also we can trigger, and GitHub webhook also triggered, poll SCM also we can trigger the jobs. Now we will discuss, suppose here discard old build means in general section I am going to explain. So in general section, if you are going to discard old bills, okay, suppose days to keep, suppose if you give 5 days, okay, only the job should be will be alive in 5 days. After that, it is going to be triggered, deleted. Okay, the number of bills you have to keep. So if you have to give 4 or 5, 4, okay, only latest 4 should be available. Now till 15th, right? Only 12, 13, 14, 15 will be available. Remaining it will going to be deleted. Now if you trigger new job, so only latest 4 will be available. See, only latest 4 will be available. Remaining it is deleted. Now if you trigger one more time, the 13th will be removed and the 17 will be added. Build now. See, 13 is going to be deleted. Just refresh. 13 is deleted, 17 is only 4 builds. Okay. If you give 10, the top latest 10 will be able to see. Okay. That that is discard old builds option. Now GitHub project, okay, it is able to see the GitHub project. Now if you are using this project is parameterized. Okay. Let me not require this also. Okay. Now if you are using GitHub project, we are providing the project URL. Okay. Just simply we are providing the URL of your project without any branch name. Okay. Now I am going to use this project is parameters. Suppose while triggering the job, user wants to send some inputs. Based on that inputs, it is going to take the values and it is going to trigger. For this one, you have to use build with parameter option. Suppose the choice parameter. Okay, I'm going to provide project name. So project A, project B. The choices I am giving. So user want to select choice based on that project. It is going to be please select the project. Now like this you have to add many parameters like boolean parameter, string parameter, okay, password parameter, like this string parameter. In string I am giving branch is default, branch name of the string parameter is branch and value is main or dev. Please select the branch. Now if you apply and save, see now it came with build with parameter options. Okay. Currently we are declaring the value, but we are not using these values in our code. Okay. See build is triggered. Okay. But the output should be only good morning Chinna. Okay. We haven't called that options. Okay. Now if you go to configure and we just need to know what user is passing values. Okay. We just need to call those values. So project name and branch. So I'm getting, if you want to get the values, I'm calling user selected project is, and if I want to call that one project underscore name, I just want to read what is user passing. Okay, user selected branch is, and if I want to call the value, okay, if I want to call the variable dollar and variable name here branch. Okay, apply save. So by default, if I didn't provide anything, the branch name is dev. Okay, suppose I am passing branch B, selected project B, and branch name is test. Now if I build now, build is success. If you go to the console output, see it will start executing the shell. First one is echo good morning Chinna. So it is saying good morning Chinna. Then the user selected project is, I selected project B. The output is the user selected project is B and selected branch name is test. So the dev is going to replace it with test. Okay. Like this you have to pass a number of things. Okay. You have to configure the build with parameter options. Okay. Now total builds means within time specific how many builds you are going to be triggered. Okay. For currently, irrespective of time, one build should be triggered every second. Okay. So if you want to give the time specific within this time, how many times it is going to be triggered if you selected this option. If you selected concurrent builds parallelly, it is going to be triggered the jobs. Okay. Now build environment means if you selected this option, right? Delete workspace before build. Okay, whenever you will trigger the build, it is created the workspace, right? So if you already existing the workspace, this it is going to be deleted. Okay, if you do apply and save the workspace, it is going to be the old workspace, it is going to be deleted. So every time the workspace will be available under C, the home directory of Jenkins, there is a workspace. If I go to Jenkins, here workspace is there, right? This workspace is going to be deleted whatever inside this workspace, the old workspace, it is going to be deleted and it is created the new workspace in the first job. Okay, if you selected that option, this workspace, it is going to be deleted and it is clone the code freshly. Okay, build now. If we do refresh console output, okay, the old one, it is going to be deleted. Now configure, use secret text or files. Okay, suppose if I want to pass some secrets to that my Jenkins. Okay, so then suppose if I am using like this Docker login, if a new username is, this is my username and this is my password. So suppose this is not my password. Okay, hello 123. So if I do like this, right, so my username password will be everyone can read and they can log in as well. And so output, this build is going to be failed. Okay, it is saying unauthorized. Okay, so incorrect username password. So if I want to work this Docker in my current mission, the Docker is already installed. Okay, in the Jenkins mission, I have already installed Docker. So that's the reason Docker commands are working fine. It is saying incorrect username and password. Okay, it is saying everyone in the output you can able to see the password also readable. Okay, so I just want to pass as a variable, means secret text. The password, it is going to be passed as a secret text. That time you have to use secret and blendings. Use secret text. Variable name I am using Docker password, and if you have to add your credentials, username with password or secret text. Secret is my Docker Hub login password. Docker password. Docker password add. So Docker password, I just need to call here. Apply, save. Now build now. See console output. Now it is taking that username and password, it is disabled like star star star. Docker login is successfully able to logged in. Okay, we are passing secret. Now this option is completed. Now add timestamp to the console. Okay, if I do like this, so each and every line it is going to be giving the timestamp. Anyway, I have removed that option, right? It is saying executed -p. Let me see here, timestamp is coming. Console output. So it is going to give the timestamp. Inspect build log published build scans. Okay, and terminate the build if it is stuck. So if you want to use sleep 65 timeout minute, I am giving 1. Okay, apply, save, build now. Sorry, my build is going to be triggered. So I have configured if it is taking more than 65 minutes, it is going to be triggered. So I have given in the output sleep 65 seconds. So in the configurations, I have given 1 minute, right? I have selected this option, terminate if build starts up timeout minutes 1 minute. So I have given 65 seconds. Okay. Anyway, this build is going to be terminated. See, after 65 seconds, it is going to be terminated. Build success. So it is taking sleep 65 seconds and it is triggering. Anyway, it is not going to work. I don't know. It is waited 65 seconds, then it is success. Okay, within that. Now and means and command it is going to be work. Okay, build steps we have completed and post build actions like build with other projects and email notifications. This we have seen. Email notification. The previous videos I have discussed how to configure how to send out an email once job is completed. Okay, so that's all about in this session. Okay, if you like the video, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.